Welcome to directions on how to complete your week one activity log. Your week one activity log is going to be slightly a little bit different from the other weeks, but you'll see this actual same log 3 different times over the course of the semester. And what this is going to have, it's going to have an example of what's required from you, what I'm looking for. When you're doing your activities on a weekly basis, I'm going to look for things like total steps, total time, distance, split. I might be looking for a heart rate before and after to show me that you were really being active in this. For this week, you're going to have a little bit different thing. You're going to have to complete module 1.04, which is going to have some fitness testing on there of how kind of fit. It's just going to give you some baseline data, some things to work on. So you're going to be doing your mile run / walk. You're going to be doing your curl up test. You're going to be doing a pull up or a push up test and sit and reach. It's going to ask you to do a BMI. I don't need that BMI results, and to be frank, you don't have to do that result for me for this class. Along with completing these tests, you're going to have 2 additional hours of activity that you're going to need, but I'm going to talk about those in just a little bit. When you're doing these tests, these basic how fit are you tests, what I'm going to need is a date of the test. I'm going to need what your score was, and then what a goal is. And when you set your goals, make them realistic. Notice if I'm at an 18-minute mile, I probably walked most of it. I'm not going to get down to a 9-minute mile in the course of 2 weeks, but I might be able to knock 15 seconds off, which is going to be faster, and I'm going to be able to use the information from this unit to be able to get down there. So notice how I did set realistic goals. So that's the first hour of the time. Now you're going to be required, and you notice it's right here, 2 additional hours of activity. And each week you're going to be responsible actually for 3 hours. What I'm going to need each week from you is you're going to have to post a weekly screenshot. So for example, here's mine. I use MyFitness, MapMyFitness to get these results. And you can see right here that I chose a monthly showing. I would like it for a weekly showing, but if you choose this way, make sure that it incorporates your distance, the time that you did, the activity, and your pace and speed. Okay, so you can see I had 4 workouts this week that actually totaled more than the required time. And that's okay. You can have more than what it needs. But I need a screenshot of your results based off of each week. So then I'm going to scroll down, and every unit you're going to see this type of chart. You have 5 components of fitness that you're going to work on. You noticed in my results from my screenshot this week, I only worked on 1 of them, and that's okay. Maybe some week you're going to work on all of them. Other weeks you're not going to work on all of them. But I talked about my results here. Okay? I showed that what activities. I walked 4 times. What were my frequency? Well, my frequency was a 4 times over a week and a half. Here. I talked about my intensity here and the pace. I talked about how much time I spent. I actually spent 4 hours and 13 minutes this week. And then each week there are going to be 3 questions, and these questions are going to be related to the learning that you're going to go through. There's not a lot of assignments that you're going to do for your class. This is going to come into how can I apply what I learned to my actual activity that I did for that week. So this week's learning was over principle of overload, principle of progression, and principle of specificity. And notice I talked about all 3 of those and how I did or did not incorporate them in my workouts. But as we go on, we'll keep building on these, and hopefully we're coming back and spiraling back to them. And you work on these principle overload, principle progression, principle specificity. Or the next week, maybe it's something else. Maybe we're working on heart rate. Maybe we're working on nutrition. But we'll incorporate what we learn each week throughout this. And then these answers and these questions will come into play for your final for the unit. If you have any questions on how to figure out fitness logs, please ask. I'm here to help. The first couple weeks might be a little challenging, but we'll get through it. We'll figure out how to do screenshots. We'll figure out how to, what device we're going to use, how we're going to track it. But part of your requirements is going to be 3 hours of activity time each week. Again, if you have any questions, please ask.